يستحي كل النساء تود أن تكون مثلك يا عائشة بنت أبي بكر حبيب رسول الله فازت بقلب خير المرسلين في العلم فاقت علم كل العالمين خبر الجليل يصفه جبريل يجوب الدنيا عائشة حبك لو حب من يحبه فصرت حب الناس لقلوب مسلمين بنت أبي بكر حبيبي رفيق النبي رسول الله عائشة حبك لو حب من يحبه فصرت حب الناس لقلوب المسلمين بنت أبي بكر عائشة حميرة حبيب رفيق النبي رسول الله رفيقة النبي في الحياة حب النبي لها يفوق معجزات يا عائشة بنت أبي بكر زوجة رسول الله رفيقة النبي في الحياة حب النبي لها يفوق المعجزات يا عائشة بنت أبي بكر زوجة رسول الله عائشة حبك لو حب من يحبه فصرت حب الناس لقلوب المسلمين بنت أبي بكر حبيبي رفيق النبي رسول الله عائشة حبك لو حب من يحبه فصرت حب الناس لقلوب المسلمين بنت أبي بكر عائشة حميرة عائشة حبك لو حب من يحبه فصرت حب الناس لقلوب المسلمين بنت أبي بكر حبيبي رفيق النبي رسول الله عائشة حبك لو حب من يحبه فصرت حب الناس لقلوب المسلمين بنت أبي بكر عائشة حميرة حبيب رفيق النبي رسول الله
أهلا وسهلا وحياكم الله وكل عام وأنتم بخير. اليوم 16 من 3446 هجري الموافق يوم الجمعة ونحن بين الساعة الفاطمية وغروب الشمس. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. May Allah grant your parents the Jannah, your grandparents the peace that they have restored in your grandchildren, and peace to the ancestors. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. It is the 16th of Rabi' 1446 Hijri as we continue to re-narrate, re-script a future narration of a digital generation that is now coming into the sole advent of the evolution of life. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. The psychology is your Musa, the logic is your Harun, and the physiology is the advent of the Muhammad. Okay, it is not everyone that is meant to reach their PhDs, not everyone that has to do their masters, but those who has reached it in this age, they are considered of the Bani Israel. Okay, what is going to be shaping in this civilization is who you understood religion and where you thought religion was founded. Those are going to be a different nation. They are going to be not having to understand the new unfolding cosmological order of the message that was and is delivered by the messenger. Okay, Allahu Akbar. This is new life. This is Aisha. This is the new Aisha. Here we're not going to speak about a girl of 9 years old that was yani, that was molested by a man. Okay, I don't know where you as a civilization are coming on with why Allah couldn't organize that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had to succumb to his lust. What nonsense do you come up with? This was fabricated, people. There was never a physical understanding of an Aisha. There was not even a mention of Aisha. There was only life. La Aishata illa Aishata al-akhirah. You will only find the true understanding of life when you have a transition and a transmutation of a altered state of consciousness. That is true life. That is where you really understand yourself and your purpose and what is conscious. Okay, where you pay your attention, that is where your energy flows. Okay, that is where you build a reality due to the fact that you paid with your energy, you paid with your currency. Okay, that is how you have been moduled in the past since the shadow was fixed. Okay, as you and I are now in the tilt of this shift in a paradigm, okay, for those who has qualified, of course, okay, this again is a cosmological transition in those who will be believing in the Akhirah. You don't believe in the Akhirah and you come to the Akhirah and you don't know it's Akhirah. Your Akhirah is in your higher conscious, it's your higher self. Okay? Once you give up the fabricated, fictional narrative of a reality that was constructed by your adversary, and you were educated in it, you were clothed in it, you were fed in it, you were modeled in your ego in it. Okay, that is where you had planted and you had given your attention. Okay, you pay your attention. A10, okay, aTenshin. Okay, so there's 10 already in it. There's an A in it, and there's a 10 in it, and there's a shin. The shin is where on your leg. Okay, your shins. Even the TION and the ZION and the LION, it's lion, Zion, and iron. Okay, so when you become that physical entrapment of believing that you are not your higher self, your conscious, that your conscious is not in a remote place projected from the inside out. Okay, everything is happening within you. Okay, the energies that you are supposed to have regulated was in your previous life. It was captured, it was entrusted, it was in the sperm bank of your adversary. Now when you get to wake up, mashallah, tabarakallah, and you are given the opportunity to reshape, to reconstruct a new self, a new you, a new identity, which you had all gone through in the COVID period. Your adversary jumped out before you. Okay, that's why they gave you the digital identity, and now they're going to give you the Nasara and the Khasara. Okay, they're going to give you your new currencies, your new operational systems. Okay, you must follow these things because it's all happening inside. If you're unaware what is happening inside, it means that you are dead outside. Okay, because if something is not alerted to you, if the light doesn't go on, okay, it means that your conscious was not awakened, that there's a trespass, there's somebody in the house, somebody is breaking in, someone is violating your rights, someone has taken something and placed it in the wrong place, someone has taken something out of the cupboard and they have not returned it, somebody has messed on the floor and they did not clean it. Your system inside of you, your conscious operational system. That is how you are actually functioning in this dimension as a collective civilization. Okay, many of you don't understand who you are. Okay, you have been enslaved. We have been enslaved. We have been entrapped in our dead cupboards. Okay, the idea here, people, is to understand how and what is the operational systems. Okay, whatever you have found in the computer world, in the telephone world, that has now transferred into the telephone, it's all how your brains and your conscious is operational. That's the natural order. That is how you should have been modeled without realizing that you are part of an algorithm. Okay, you attract things that is in your frequency. You are comprised of three things: frequency, color, and light. Frequency, color, and light. Frequency, color, and energy. That is who you are. You will have to shape yourself around these phenomena. You are only frequency, color, and energy. That's all. Sound, frequency, and energy. That is who you are. And that is how governments, religions has all raped you, prostituted you, and not made you into being yourself, knowing who you are. Okay. Now, in this age that you are, it is perfectly in what we call the age of Taha. Yeah? Taha is the age of the part in where your Musa has to re-script the narrative because he was defunct. Let's put it that way. Okay. In other words, most of us don't understand spirituality is conscious. We thought spirituality is religion because there are people, the brothers of Yusuf, that has captured the conscious spiritual reality, and they had turned it into religion. Okay, that's how you don't know Allah, you don't know gods. Many of you are just busy with idolatry. That's why you could easily understand that the dollar is in God you trust, because you cannot live without money. Now that is how the system numbed you to believe that God created money, whilst Shaitan, human beings, had captured you and your conscious and killed your innocences. Okay, that's why you had to be educated by your adversary so that you could understand what is the opposite of your nature. Okay, that's why you function and you serve as the enemy of your conscious and of your nature. You are a civilization that destroyed nature. You destroyed the forest. You destroyed the human welfare. You destroyed anything that you see that human beings are doing that destroys the nature is the enemy of themselves. Because if you and I are prepared to eat things that kills our inner selves, our inner nature, our functions of our efficient functioning of our organs and of our brain cells and how they have to communicate. If you break down that kind of coverage within yourself, okay, it means that you have become an enemy of your God. You've become an enemy of the God of nature. Become an enemy of the mother of nature. You become an enemy of your mother nature. Okay? So by now you must be able to understand that your conscious was hijacked. Okay? And a bionic conscious was fitted into your psychology, into your we call it your DNA for now, but it actually is it's how your DNA was replaced with a bionic digital infrastructure. Okay, you have been digitally modeled already since 1994 as a civilization, in the most part of the world. Okay, maybe the West earlier, therefore their demise was much earlier in the moral sense. So when Musa returns to Harun, okay, and he finds that the rationale and the logic and the analytical apparatus of the human mind has been it has been digitalized, in other words, okay. And they asked, and then there's a conversation, there's a dialogue between Musa and Harun, asking him, Yabna Ummi, oh, you son of my mother. In other words, like Musa's term in the cycle comes every certain 100, 200, 400, I'm not sure. But it is since there has been an awakening of the spiritual reality and the redefinition of God, okay, of divinity, of prophecy, to take it away from the physical, from the nationalization, okay, from regulating halal and haram where it is natural. It doesn't need to be regulated. It doesn't need to be commercialized like we had been forced to in this last civilization that was closed. Okay, that is the dilapidated story of a prophet which we as a higher conscious understands him to be a higher intelligent source. Okay, we don't see him. None of us will ever see him as a man. Why do we believe in a man? Okay, why can't you put all that energy back into Allah? Why can't you extend and expand the definition of divinity within you, within your conscious? Why do you want to give it to a human being like the Christians did it to Isa? Why are you doing it also to another prophet? Why are you competing between prophecies? Are you busy with some are you busy gambling? Are you putting money onto prophets' heads? Which prophet is a better prophet than the other? It's all about prophets, people. That's how you have been commercializing your gods and your divinity, and that is how Ibrahim has to detach from his father's idolic modulations of God and divinity and prophecies, okay, and how the human psychic, the human conscious, the human self is being minimized because they cannot find God unless they go through a middleman. Okay, this has been a catastrophe in the evolution of life because you have become the lowest form of intellectual stimulant, right? So most of you, be you your professors, be you whoever you are, you don't know who you are. You just know your name and your ID number. That is not you. You have to read your script. If you find and if we uncover in this age as we are, that they are now the new assigned Bani Israel, those who can understand the landscape, those who can understand that the Arabs is just a nation. They were no chosen nation. The Jews was just a conjure between the Arabs and the Christians. Okay, because the Arabs legitimized the Jews because of them killing or fabricating rather the Jesus narration. Okay, it's all again, as I'm telling you, it's stories that you fell in love with in your history. You are now in the age where you have to uncover my story, my mystery, my story, mystery. Okay, this is all in your Quran. وَفَصَّلْنَاهُ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ تَفْصِيلًا. Why is nobody telling you in conscious where you are? Why you are going through this great shift in your conscious, in your psychology, in your reality, how your conditioning, how your rewiring is happening inside of your DNA, okay? How your body is going through a massive upgrade of expelling the darkness, where you are going to understand and understand and activate your inner senses. This is a time, a promised time in your evolution in this dimension. Okay, this is where you come back home. This is where you embrace a new identity. This is where you upgrade your level of how you love again. Okay, how you love for the real reasons and for the right reasons. Okay, how you let these the divisions, the separations, the borders, how all of that is now going to be fading. Okay, look, you are living in your conscious. There is no borders there. There's no countries, nationalities, genders, religion there. You're going up to an upgrade in your civilization. There's no longer going to be banks. You're going to have a different financial system because you are being remodeled to understand what is currency. It's not what human beings places onto you. That is when you believe that your forefathers were slaves. That's why you are still working for something which human beings creates. Okay? Your gods, your religions has all now going to be exposed for being in this new conscious, people. Remember, it's a new conscious, it's a new narrative, it's a new operational system. You are going to uncover things that you never knew, that you believed in, is now going to be considered as not consistent with your rationale and your spiritual evolution. Okay? This is now where you are now upgrading your cellular lights, your organs is being fundamentally blasted with plasma, okay, with solar flares. If we've been looking at our condition of our health, okay, since COVID, the phenomena is when Musa throws the asa, okay, you will find that half of the planet has now retrieved from the fictional and the stories, okay, the medications, the drugs, the education, the politics. They've uprooted themselves. They have uprooted themselves of their religious captions. Okay, they did not know who God was, but leave the religion. That's a bit sensitive for the human psychics. Okay, the human being lives in his mental faculties. Okay, you're supposed to come to that at a certain age of your lives. Okay, subject to how addictive you have become to the drugs of money, the drugs of pleasure, the drugs of ego, the drugs of jealousy, the drugs of because bitteras that's drugs, people. Ek ry 'n bittere kar, that's a drug. You can't without it. It's how your ego has not allowed you to escape the fabrications. Okay, look, we are here to unveil wisdom. Okay, if you cannot speak wisdom as a senior human being, then what are you going to give your grandchildren or your children? Money to destroy them, like you destroy them with the bionic world now, the Wi-Fi world, the internet world, and you destroyed the natural senses. You replaced it with bionic senses. What are you going to give them if you have not come here to find wisdom? Then you've lost your way. You have yahillu alayhi ghadabi. You have now embodied the beast. Okay, you have now lost your roadmap. Okay, your blueprint is supposed to have been within you because you come here contracted. Okay, you come here with a certain design that is in your DNA, and that plays out at the time that you cross the miqat. Okay, when you cross your miqat, then there is a new stimulant that takes control if you listen to your inner self. Okay, that's your Ismail that wakes up. Okay, and then you are going to now get self-revelation. You're going to feel what you have to understand. You're going to feel the meaning before you can just think of something other than what you felt came onto your hearts thrive. Okay, your ancestors has to also be there. This is all in preparation for you to unveil yourself. Because remember, you got lost here. You got lost in the forest. You got lost in the jungle, in the concrete jungle. Okay, now that is due to the simulations, due to you not reading, you're not understanding your path, you're not getting those who is supporting that kind of ways. But this is now an age where we are now remembering. Okay, member and remember. You are a member. You will now remember with your membership. Okay, the soul tribes. Okay, those who are part of your house. Okay, you are going to discard what you understood of religion, because now you're going to find man arafa nafsahu faqad arafa rabbahu. Whoever knows himself will know his Lord. Okay, you cannot find the Lord. You cannot study Allah. You cannot study something when you don't know who you are. You first have to know once again who you are and discover the process of what healing is, what a you means in your life. You have to regain conscious here. You have lost 90% of your true conscious, okay, as a civilization. For what you done to your mothers 5 years ago, it's difficult for this planet, to allow you back in an insane way. Okay, so many of us are not going to be granted access back to your house, because for you guys, you have no remorse for having gone through that. But for the majority of the planet, okay, the planet lives within you. It's where you plant yourself now. More of a little if you sit in Mars, because they plant you there, but it's all happening in your brains. Daar gaan niks aan buitekant is what you believe. If you believe it, you see it. Okay? But if you know the meaning of it, then you activated your divine strands of your DNA, which lives in the cosmos, in the akhirah, in the God mind. Okay? You are here to uncover your God mind. Otherwise, you are in punishment right now. This is punishment if you don't access what you are supposed to know about yourself. You are being misrepresented, and you are fraudulently representing something which you have no autonomy of. Okay? People, you must start hearing the real words and truth here, because your religions has killed your conscience. Okay? Your governmental systems, your law systems, it has made you pay for something which was legitimately your ancestors' estate and the heritage. Okay, you have come to a place where it is Jannah. This is Jannah, but you've been misled in your minds because you lost your identity. Okay, that's why you've been given a false identity, because you don't know who your ancestors are, you don't know what your origin is, you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going to. Sy maak net alles wat hulle vir jou sê, but jy weet jy wat, you are asleep, you are dead at the moment. You're supposed to wake up before you have to and leave your body. Once your body is no longer serving you, and now you cannot find conscious, then you are in a mess, you are in a hell. Okay, religion has caused great devastation in the way it is formed. You have to return to your deen, your natural spiritual reality. Your DNA is now being upgraded. Your banking systems are going to be collapsing, people. Understand what I'm telling you? Your minds are changing. Your conscience is being upgraded. Unless you choose to remain comfortable in hell, then that's your choice. And whoever wants to not be part of this ascension, it's not his will, it's God's permission. Okay? So you must just be, we are given, we are having to wama alayka illa al-balagh. We just have to say the truth. That's all. In order to be part of the Bani Israel, those who have ascended into the new promised lands, in the promised lands now, physiologically, psychologically, spiritually, not as jinn. The jinn can't enter into Jannah. Only they have to remain in Jahannam. So your mindset is where Jahannam is. Okay? Your conscious is where the frequency of Jannah is. So you can by now imagine what your next generation is going to believe who you are. You understand? They are going to interpret your lifestyle as a module of self-destruction. You did not know self. You were misled. You were taken in love geval met iets wat artificial is. Okay? But alles is daar tyd, mense. For everything there's a time, and there is a formula that you don't fall in love with it, whether it's religion, whether it's a place, whether it is food, whether it is money. You know your worth, you know yourself. You know that money can't own you, you own money. Okay? You know that when the time changes, when the cycle is upgraded, you have to let go of everything. You can't take anything with her. And that's considered now as riba and zina. Okay? You gotta reset your mind. You gotta upgrade your way of thinking. You gotta look into a deeper future. And it's all happening inside of you. Okay? So, my dear mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, our ancestors taught us this. We can navigate the Milky Lanes because we were given the map. It's within us. It's been planted in us in this side of the world. So what the world is preparing for, we are actually the adversary of we are the parallel system. We are the parallel operational system of the fitra, the Deenullah al-Qayyim. We have it inside of us. Our tribe in the south, not the religious tribe, the spiritual soul tribes. The religious tribes have become the property of the conquistadors, okay, the impostors. They have now become the foot soldiers of other nations, other cultures, other gods. They don't know who they are. Which god would send you into a simulation and you have to be copying and pasting, whilst the truth has always just been inside of you. Nobody can tell you your truth. You alone know your truth, because when you are yourself, you have found the truth. Okay? You don't have to share your truth because you have your truth within you. That's the truth that will go with you throughout civilizations, throughout the journey of life. This is the deen of Allah, not what you have currently been understood. That was invalidated at the time of COVID. Okay? Where your energy goes, that is where you pay with your attention. And that is how you have now created something which was virtual. You believe it's real now because it's given you a new format of life. But there is no God. There is no soul. There is no spiritual reality. As a past civilization, that is what you thought of your children. You put them into that prison. And now you don't have an idea how to get them out there. Okay? You are in a catastrophe as a civilization, and you have no solutions but to put them in further and deeper into that unconscious, ignorant state, as what you and I are. Okay? So, mashallah, tabarakallah, it is iftar time again. Enjoy the evening. May Allah give you barakat, and may Allah accept this kind ways of how we are remoduling the narrative, and we are attempting to assist our fellow mothers and fathers that are stuck in this dilemma. May Allah give you acceptance. Wa akhiru da'wana.
يا مصطفى كل شيء لله يا نورا من نور الله يا مصطفى